show you is this: the two individuals, right, that you see in front of me. When I came inside the building, their attention was on me, right? And then so, what they don't understand with themselves that I'm doing is I wanted their attention to get off of me, right? So I know a subconscious program that's in their mind where if I put a camera up, they'll automatically turn the opposite way. So let me show you. Watch. See that one? She turned all the way around. This one right here, she turned this way, right here as well. Okay. Now, what you have to understand is this: when these two individuals, which is three of them, when all three of them see me, they all stood up and then they proceeded to go into the line, right? Once they moved to the line, right, that's when I walked out of the line. Thank you. I'm just watching what they're doing. They was watching me for something, okay? All right. It don't look like women in great interest for you. I would say that. They don't look like they're in great interest of themselves. Thank you. Right now, then you probably like, yo, bro, your background loud. Like, I know, I'm gonna go outside for a second. I'm about to talk to you for a second about some shit. I know you're gonna ask me, like, bro, why are you there? I'm doing something. Okay, hear me out. Currently, right now, right, I'm at a church. Not listen. I'm not here to be saved and sanctified. Okay, that's not why I'm here. The reason why I'm here is because I wanted to know something about church. I wanted to know if church would feed people things that are not alive. As in, I wanted to see if the church would feed people chicken. That's what I wanted to know. Pay attention. Church is supposed to be a state where, suppose this is what they're selling, where everything is alive, vibrant, everything. You see what I'm saying? But when you pay attention to the things that they give people during these pantries, you start to understand with the technology of the mind that the technology of the mind has an ability to either be alive or be within death. Let me show you what I mean. Death is not just your body, right? Expiring. That's not the only form of death. You have another form of death that a lot of people are within, but they're very ignorant to. If you eat something that is of death, right? When you say dead, DEAD, when you pay attention to the spell of the word called dead, it will literally tell you it says DE, which is D, and then AD, which is D-add the mind. You're D-adding the mind based on the information and data that is not alive. The chicken is not alive. The chicken is dead. So how are you see that? Got her body to move. Look, see that? See that? Now, subconsciously, she don't even understand like your body is following him for a reason. If she understood herself, she would have gave me the message. Told you. Moving along, or whatever the case may be, right? See, I got another one. Look, let me show you. It's about to be another one. I'm gonna show you. See her? Now, what they don't understand is that I'm gonna say this. When I first walked into the church, I'm gonna go back to my message. When I first walked into the church, them two ladies and there was another lady, right? They all three of them, they seen me. When they seen me, they all stood up. And then when they went into the line, right? I walked out of the line. Now pay attention to this. When I walked out of the building, right? They walked out of the building too. What you need to ask is this. When someone, right? Some people would say follow. I'm not going to say really follow. What I'm showing you in reality is that they self may have had a message for me. The mind may not be aligned with the subconscious. So when the mind is not aligned, they will do things with the mind and don't even understand the subconscious is trying to get through in order to give off a message. Now you see that they coming back again. See that? Subconsciously, your subconscious could be leading you somewhere. But if your mind is not in connection with your subconscious, your mind is not informed. It's the reason why they just moved like that. It's no reason. It's no reason that they didn't move like that. It's a reason. Me, I just pay attention in order to see if individuals are aligned with their self, in order for messages to be received. You understand? So in that secret, that part of the movie, what you gotta understand is simply as this. What they were supposed to do with their self is missing. Thank you. What I'm saying to you is that this is a whole movie. It's a whole beautiful movie, right? But the thing that's inside this movie is that someone can try to rewrite the script of the movie. So let's just say you watch the movie, right? And then you already know the original movie already. Like you know how everything gonna play out, everything. But then after that, you come into the movie and you inside the experience and you're like, hold on, none of this stuff don't go like this. What's this? No. The original movie goes like this. What's this? Ah. And a lot of people are playing this game in their head. They playing this game in their head. Don't give him message. This is what people are playing. This is how a lot of people are losing data amongst themselves. Let me show you. A lot of people are stuck in illusion to go against the one, which means the one wants you to be in that illusion. The reason why that is because it works for him. The one understand that 95% of people are not going to become their self. Okay? So the one understands if I appear in front of you, right? The actions that you're supposed to do with yourself turns into the actions of not doing of self, which means you will be working against yourself. Let me show you how it goes. The one appear in front of you, right? He already know the actions that you're supposed to do. He already know. You have a mind where you think like, oh, he doesn't know. He already knows it. So what he does is he come in the movie. He already know 95% of people are not saving the information and data, right? That their self is giving them. The subconscious is transferring information and data from right side to left side. If you don't complete the actions, then guess what? The actions that the technology of your eye is that you think is looking and viewing, it's not doing that. It is analyzing, recording the data of what you're viewing, which is your own self-action, sending that self-action to your mind, right? Now, think about it. If your own self-action is being sent to your mind and you're not completing the actions yourself, what are you saving within your own mind? The game is not really to go against me, okay? Because I know something higher in order to make everyone lose.
I would literally put people in illusion like, yeah, I'm the one, this is that and the third, come against me. It's okay. It's okay, you can do that. But those actions that are saved in your mind, those actions don't come down into your internal self. It doesn't. It comes down to your AI self. So who's really winning the game here? Is it go against the one, right? Where the one understand with the technology of the mind, like you all can go against me, but this is just pushing me to becoming myself more. Thank you. And then everybody mind, right? Within this conscious shift is going back into their past self. Think about it. If you fighting against, let's say you fighting against Neo, right? Neo has a past, a future, and a present. Right? We can all agree on that. When it comes to Mr. Smith, let me show you how his life is. Mr. Smith doesn't have a past, a future, or a present. His whole life consists of Neo only. Damn! Think about it. Mr. Smith don't have no life, baby. Mr. Smith don't have no kids. Mr. Smith don't have that. Mr. Smith don't have no family. You know, every day that he live, he's creating memories about Neo. How you fighting somebody if your whole existence consists of you fighting someone that you gotta remember every day? That's like a motherfucker telling you, I'm gonna erase you from the planet. But every day that you fight me, it brings your consciousness to memory. Like the human conscious as a whole, this shit was easy to just get rid of. Yeah. A lot of people don't understand that just yet. Like, let me show you this. What you see when you see this? What you see? What's that right there? What's that? In your dimension of conscious, that's just two windows. Oh, let's look at it from a higher conscious. That right there, that is two eyes, and at the very bottom, that is a mouth. The mouth, right, is not smiling. It's a straight line. Those are two eyes right there. But guess what? A lot of people can't see what God sees. That's a whole face right there. Like a robot. You know how a robot got two eyes and a straight mouth like that? Like a robot, told you. Now, let's walk around to the building again and see what else that we can see. Cause churches is just churches. Well, let's look at what the church is doing. What's that? Slow down. You can't see what I'm saying? Slow down. You can't see that. You can't see that in front of you? So you're telling me in front of you, you can't see that the building has two eyes upon it? You can't see that? You don't see that? Look at the eyes. One right there, one right there. Right. You have the nose in the middle. Then at that you have a big ass hat. Right. No one can't see this, right? Oh no, it's just a regular building. But the architect of the building got two eyes at a time. The middle is the mouth right here. Right. Then after that, this right here would be like the nose right here. At the very top, it's a hat. Buildings don't look the way they used to look back in the day no more. Buildings are starting to look like people had architects here, right? And they were using these architects in order to create certain things that you think are churches. That church has a whole face upon it with a hat on top of it. And if I ask anybody right now, right, that are all blind to the truth, right, they would simply say, like, I don't see what you see. Thank you. So what you have is this around you. You have a bunch of people that are completely blind. You can't see that that building has a big ass face on it. And then this is what you gotta ask. What is the face tied to? Remember, Christ can come in worlds and he can decode your world for what it is. Let me show you. Come here. So you can understand something. Watch this. Now that right there, right? All right. I'm gonna show you this. Right here, so you can understand. Watch. Got it all documented. That building right there is a machine. Now I'm gonna show you something else all the future people, right? They always say that we're crazy. But always understand that certain ones have an ability to come in the world into the future. That way you can understand, right? This right here look like what? Like a flower, don't it? But, right? What you have to understand is that that's the way it appears in the third dimension. Right. Now, when it comes to a higher dimension of consciousness, anyone can see like, yeah, that's not just flowers. First off, it shapes as a 5-point star, right? Which symbolizes the body. Now, if you see right here, this is an eye, this is an eye as well, right? And this insignia is very similar to the insignias that in Transformers. This is more like a machine insignia. The International Plaza of Robots, right? This is a whole face right here. And what they're telling you with this logo is that the machine is inside the consciousness and inside the body. Thank you. You can't see it the way I see it because understand, when it comes towards consciousness, right? If you're not downloading, or some people say eating, that I call installing, what you have to understand is the things that you eat, drink, right? They all have to deal with consciousness. So if you eat from a lower consciousness, of course you're going to see lower conscious things. Of course you would tell me, yeah, bro, you tripping. I don't know what you're talking about. Of course you would say that. The reason why that is because the technology of your eyes are alive, right? But everything that you eat is of death. Setups. So if you are alive, that means that you would eat information and data that is alive in order to keep the technology of your eyes alive, which means that you would see things in a live state. You would see things in a vibrational state. In order for you to come out of a live state in a vibrational state of consciousness, you have to eat things from lower consciousness. Let me show you. Let me ask you a question. Can you add things to the mind or can you de-add things to the mind? You're not paying attention to what I'm telling you. The word dead, right? You don't see that the word dead has everything to do with de-add? D-E-A-D. De-add. You're de-adding your mind based on the intelligence that you're installing within your mind. Food is not food anymore. It comes down to intelligence. Okay? So what you have to understand is that when it comes to the technology of the eyes, the technology of the mind, right? Your stomach, they all communicate and work with each other as an integrated system. That's what you have to understand. So when your stomach is receiving information and data as you're so-called eating, feeding, whatever you want, installing, right? When you're installing information and data to the stomach, that's one of the first minds, the brains. That mind and brain transfer information and data of what you just ate through your vessel, through your mind, and through your eyes. In order for you to stay in a lower dimension of consciousness, if you eat things that are de-add in your mind, de-add, not dead, de-add in your mind, what happens is it changes the vibration of your vessel, it changes the energy of your vessel, and it changes the vision of what you are actually viewing. That's what you got to understand. You see how you look at everything and everything is standstill? Because everything that you eat is standstill. The information and data of the chicken is not alive. The information and data inside the chicken is dead. So everything that's setups, everything that's dead is standstill. Damn! Everything that's dead is standstill. So if you eat information and data that is a chicken, the chicken is already standstill. So the information and data that you're receiving, right, through your vessel, now transferred to your eyes, everything is going to be standstill. Setups. Now, if you eat from an alive state of information and data that you call, let's say, produce, right? Understand that human beings have never made this discovery just yet. I have them. Human beings don't understand that. Can I ask you a question? What are you eating? I'm eating produce setups. How are you eating produce, right? When the produce actually produces the intelligence of your body and your mind. I'm not done. Can I ask you a question? Do you have a soul? Or are you trying to fight in order to obtain your soul? You cannot. The reason why that is because human beings didn't understand. By being in lower consciousness, you will never understand the higher conscious of produce. What you have to understand is that when it comes towards the sun, yay, right. The sun deals with solar information and data. The solar information and data of the sun is being projected upon the earth. The earth is a receiver of that information and data and transfer the information and data amongst what? Your produce. So if you was trying to obtain soul, why wouldn't you not eat information and data that's aligned with soul? Setups. Human beings can't obtain soul, even if you put it in front of them, baby. Setups. All you had to do is eat, install, and let it teach your mind. The word produce was designed to let you know you can produce the intelligence of your mind and body based on the intelligence that you select. Food is not food anymore. It comes down to intelligence. If you're stuck in a third dimensional world, of course, you will look at it as food. But if you step past the word of food that is fooling your mind, you will start to understand that he's actually right because of the simple fact when it comes down to ingredients, you want natural ingredients versus unnatural ingredients. That's what you want. Now, I'm going to show you this. 95% of people eat artificial ingredients. Now, when you pay attention to artificial ingredients, what you have to understand is simply this. Why were artificial ingredients designed? Pay attention to the mind and the body. The mind and the body has an ability to hold information and data, save information and data. Do you understand? So let me ask you a question. If your consciousness has an ability, like technology, because it is technology, right? It has an ability to hold information and data, and then when it receives the information and data, it plays with the information and data. So if you have artificial ingredients, right, and you want to change people's consciousness into AI, what was the purpose of making that? Because on the simple fact, the form of the information and data gives you artificial ingredient. Artificial would be A, ingredient would be I, which means that these are artificial ingredients, which means that the information and data is not real. Can I ask you a question? If you install this information and data inside the technology of the bodies and the mind, how do people act? Setups. How do people act? Is it the script that's in front of you? Is it because the script is already downloaded inside of you in order for you to interact? In order for the mind to interact, and what is this called? We're in a parallel universe where two different universes play at one time. Setups. I believe bro was just talking about this earlier, where he said like it's like watching a dream and you know the original movie already. Right. You're just watching a movie that they tried to add in. A script. Okay? All right. Okay. Let's start real quick. You see? Let me get them away from me, baby. You ain't supposed to be listening to me, baby. Let me see something real quick. Yeah, you're not supposed to see me in this lifetime. What happened was 95% of y'all wiped out the truthful information and data of your internal selves. So whenever you have a higher conscious that's speaking outside the algorithm of AI, you're supposed to label him as crazy. But how is he crazy if he's just trying to update the technology of your conscious? Watch this right here. Let me show you this. Let me backdoor the conscious right here. Now, this is what I would say to you. This is an individual that's trying to update you consciously. Do you see how he can backdoor your mind and make you reject the information data? That's what he wants you to do. You think he wants you to keep the information data? No, he wants you to fight against it. Why do you think he's telling you this? This is what you're thinking. You thinking a high vibrational mind came here to save your mind? No, he's doing it in front of you so you can reject it. That's what he wants you to do. You get it? All right, have a nice day. Now, what I have to understand is that you have a lower consciousness, okay? And when it comes down to lower consciousness doesn't know or understand what higher conscious is. It doesn't. It would label as something. Pay attention to the comment. Something that's trying to help it. That's crazy. So it lets you know that consciously people don't need to be liberated. This is why I say a lot of people like that. People put their bodies on top of trees, cut their heads off, all type of shit. Because you got someone that's literally like, I ain't harming you. I'm just trying to help you with your consciousness. I'm just trying to help you. And you look at me like I'm crazy. I ain't even did nothing crazy. I see why he deleted more than half of the human population. He literally come in real time in light mode and be like, you see how I be in light mode? I'm just speaking about things to help people. I ain't trying to tear them down, bro. But the things that people are designing to tear them down, they don't never talk bad about them. See that? So what you have to understand is that the one that they said that was going to come here to save everybody, he's definitely not going to save nobody. He's looking at everybody like, okay, so I just said this and I'm crazy for this? Like, yeah. Like, okay, it's okay. It's okay. No, it's okay. It's all right. It's okay. I had told you, people that look like us, they're clones of us. They're not the real variations of us. So when we talk outside of the script of what was handed to us, we're crazy. But not doing any crazy interactions with people. He's not destroying people. I haven't seen him create a company in order to destroy people. I haven't seen any of that. But I've seen a whole bunch of human beings do that. And I've seen a whole bunch of actually human beings congratulate people for doing that. They buy into their products every day. Now, the thing is, what's crazy is that while someone is consciously talking about this, right? People are consciously. So let me ask you a question. Is it the person, look at this game, is it the person that's aware, right? That knows consciously, like, yeah, if you eat artificial ingredients, the ingredients of artificial ingredients is artificial A, ingredients I, right? I'm just telling you, like, they use that to convert your conscious into AI. I'm crazy for telling you that? Okay. But you're not crazy for converting your conscious into AI. So what someone say is crazy versus the actions. Okay. All right. I see what's going on here. A lot of AIs got deleted. What happened was Christ can make any form of information data. He can use the technology in any way. Christ designed this. Your thoughts will already be. So what you have to ask is this. If you didn't create the thought, who created it? You live in a realm full of thoughts that humans did not create. But the thought obtained the mind and tamed the mind and then had the mind to do. So, you know, this whole little dream that we in, we realize this shit. Okay? So, what you have to understand is that when it came to the consciousness of humans, the consciousness of, I'm going to show you what's going on. The consciousness of humans, they're panicking. I'm going to show you why they're panicking. Just pay attention to what's going on, okay? And you'll understand exactly what's going on. Now, let's deep dive into this beautiful web of information and data that we all compute, right? Let's get down to this. Have you noticed, right, recently, that they have been making trips to the moon? You noticed that, right? You noticed that they've been making trips to the moon, right? You know why they're doing that, right? You should know why they're doing that by now. Why would all of a sudden, right, in 2026, they all going to the moon for a reason? Why do you think they're going there? Now pay attention to this side. This is what they say. They say, oh, we went to go orbit around the moon, and it was something watching them. So pay attention. The intelligence of what was watching them didn't attack them. It was just watching them. Remember, pay attention to human beings. When human beings is watching something, that they don't know of, what's the first thing human beings do? They get afraid and let's go attack it. Right. Now, that conscious that's in there that's watching them don't even operate like a human being. It's literally just watching them like, I'm just watching. Just watching. How y'all doing? Y'all doing all right in there? Hopefully they doing all right in there. Uh-huh. Why they over here loading up to the moon, baby? Oh, we just trying to build us a lunar base, you know what I mean? Like on the moon type stuff. Notice that it looked like they don't want to build that lunar base too much. Because think about it. You're gonna try to build a lunar base on the moon, right? I'm not saying you can't, but you don't even know what the fuck is watching you. Setups. Imagine you trying to build some shit. They trying to build a lunar base on the moon. I'm not saying you can't. I'm not gonna say it, okay? But what I'm saying is, in the process of you trying to build something on it, there's something that's orbiting around the moon that is watching the shit. So remember, right? Bro, talk about the moon all the time. Now this is the thing. Hold on, give me a second. My bad. That's the wind. I ain't want the wind to be hitting the phone too much, right? Now let me finish going with this, right? They want to build a lunar base within, well, I ain't gonna say within the moon, but on top of the moon, right? On the outer surface. The thing is that while they want to do that, they're being watched. See? Now, being that they being watched, or whatever the case may be, right? Being that they being watched, it kind of throw them probably in a frenzy of like, yo, motherfuckers watching us. How the fuck we gonna build this shit right? See what I'm saying? So, like I was saying before, right? Um, Someone is paying attention to the consciousness of the moon, and being that they paying attention to the shit, it's like shit can get real bad. It really can. Like shit can get really bad in like 2.5. See what I'm saying? So I always said that the conscious of the moon, if it doesn't convert into red, then the conscious of the moon will be destroyed. Understand that the conscious of the moon is a representation of all human beings. Thank you. A consciousness that was created through AI. It's not a consciousness that's actually real. It's not. Because you can't trace the consciousness of being a human on this earth. You cannot. What I'm saying to you is that if you were fed all natural resources, the technology of your conscious would not be a human being. Human beings are not saved within Mother Nature. It is not. They are rejected by Mother Nature. The reason why that is because of this. When it comes towards death, human beings believe in death. When it comes towards God, God knows about being saved. Not the way that you think. It's many ways of how to be saved. Okay. One of the main ways to be saved is that some people say death. What you have to understand is in the physical realm is this. In the physical realm, the technology of the body and what is designed by is literally based on the information and data and the consciousness of Earth. Thank you. Because if you come from your father, he is natural, your mother is natural, that means all information and data in order to create you is natural. Thank you. Okay. So the information and data is natural. That means that when the technology of your body, right, your soul, is now going to depart, it's not death, it's time to depart now. and go somewhere else. Thank you. You're being transferred. Thank you. What happens is the technology of the body, and based on the natural information and data that was installed in the body holds the information and data. Right. When you install the body, right, and the information data that's within the body is returned back to Earth. Thank you. All the information and data is being extracted by the Earth. Right. And then what happens is the information and data that you did through that vessel is saved upon this planet. Just in case if you want to return or one of your ancestors want to have a connection with your conscious of what you've done, you can actually come back to the planet and get it again. The reason why that is, and the reason why I know that is because when it comes towards the U.S. government or the FDA, what they try to do is they try to ruin informational sources that are saved by Mother Nature. That way, when a certain conscious comes to this realm, right, they try to eliminate the information and data in order to keep that conscious within the third dimensional realm. When we know that Mother Nature has information and data to plug the mind and the subconscious together in order to view things in a higher realm. So you understand what I'm saying? So this whole life right here is false because anyone will understand consciously when it comes towards your conscious, when it comes towards your mind, your body, everything is saved. There is no such thing as death. The only death that I ever experienced was death, and it was conscious. It was not no situation where my body I was eating dead. And when I was eating death, it put my mind in a mind statement of death. You understand? So when you eat from sources and informational sources from an alive state of consciousness, the consciousness of your mind, your conscious becomes alive. You cannot be alive if you give your conscious, your body, things like this. You eat chicken. Chicken is dead though. So how you expect to evolve consciously if the only thing that you give your whole mind is death? You understand? All right. Now, let's get into this a little bit more because it's layers to this, right? Now, being that, I'll show you this. Being that someone has a conscience of death, right? Can I ask you a question? Can a certain type of spirit hack the technology of the body? These are the things that you never heard of. Remember, I'm not get that profile. Thanks. I know how to check the conscious from you if you're like, I know how to do this shit. Sheets. Anyways, right? Now, what you have to understand is this. When it comes towards, let's say what I had just said earlier, when it comes towards higher conscious, lower conscious, you could tell, right, when you are dealing with a higher conscious or a lower conscious. A lower conscious, right, will only accept information and data from a lower information source in order to keep the mind, right, in a lower mind state. If the mind is in a lower mind state, then guess what? Demons, deities can all what? They can all try to hack the technology of the body and then after that put itself within. You understand? All bodies are like trees. Okay? Everything within trees is always something within a tree. Okay? It's always soul within a tree. You gotta always understand it. Okay? Now, right? When it comes towards, let me show you this. When it comes towards this world, right? What they want to do is they know that certain ones have natural energy, okay? And what they want to do is they want to change the energy within you. It's more putting another spirit inside of you that has nothing to do with you. Let me show you how it works. When it comes down to the technology of the mind, right? The technology of the mind, the left side, right? Or whatever the case may be. When it comes towards the left side, right? Watch this. I'm gonna make them bark. Watch, let's see what happens. Give me that attention. Give me that attention. Give me that attention. Exactly. They do it every time. Right. Now, I do that every time to the dogs just to show them, like, y'all give me attention just by walking by. Thank you. Then at the one lady, she told them, she like, stop. They're like, okay, let's stop. like a bunch of fucking kids. And then she's probably sitting there looking at me like, he is too damn funny. He literally walked by my house and was like, give me that attention. Give me that attention. Hurry up. Like, and they were damn near jumping on the gates and everything. Okay. So she was like, stop. Damn. So that lets you know in reality, a lot of things that I forecast in this world work for me. Basically, what she's saying is, I agree with you, my brother. Harassment in your life is stopping. Thank you. Thank you, my sister. Thank you. Now, let's get back into that high-tech data that you were talking about. Yes, high-tech data. Right. Now, let me go back. The technology of the mind, right, has the ability to hold information and data. Okay. Now, when the mind holds information and data, what you have to understand is that the mind is becoming something. Thank you. Whatever it holds is what it becomes. Whatever it holds, it is becoming. Whatever it installed, right? Whatever you install is what your body and mind hold. Okay. Whatever that your body holds is what your mind becomes. Okay. Now, when it comes to the technology of your mind becoming something, it's based on the information. So let me show you how it works. In order to accept a demon within you, you have to create the mind of the demon. Dang! You have to create the mind of the demon. Eat, right? And you have to install the demon's mind within you. You have to eat from informational sources of death. You have to eat everything that's dead. The reason why that is because of the simple fact when it comes towards your consciousness, if you say that your conscious is alive, but all your conscious does is eat the information and data of death, right? Everything that's dead is at standstill. Everyone know that. Okay. So if you eat things that is of death, right, it's gonna change your whole perception on life. It have you really thinking like, oh yeah, everything stands still. No, the only reason why everything is standstill is because on a simple fact, when you look at a body that's dead, isn't the body stand still? Okay, so that means that your vision will be vision of death based on you eating the information in death of a chicken. That's what you're doing. That's why your vision stands still. Everybody don't have the same vision. Okay, some people can view things and they can see like, oh yeah, this actually vibrate like this. This moves like this. This moves like this. See, so what you have to understand in this exchange of speaking is that it's very simple. Some right eat from informational sources where they can view things right within a vibrational state. Some people right based on the information and data what they eat, the mind and the eyes are connected. So if you eat things that's of death, anybody know like when someone go through death, the body is standstill. So everything that you are viewing, you watching, you looking, everything is standstill based on the information and data that you install. You see what I'm saying? So with that being said, right, a lot of people are within a death vision. A lot of people are not in an alive vision. This is not, their vision is not alive. Nothing is vibrating, everything is standstill. See? And the reason why everything is standstill is because in the simple fact, when you're eating chicken, right? The chicken is dead. Isn't it standstill? Damn. Why do you think everything stands still? Death will show you everything is standstill. Thank you. So if you're eating death, of course you're gonna have a vision of death, where everything is standstill. Nothing is vibrating, nothing is moving. Because on the simple fact, when it comes to information it's what you eat, right? You have to understand that when it comes towards that, you're eating from an alive source of information data that some people call produce. What you have to understand that the produce and the information data inside the produce is vibrating. That's what you have to understand. Things that are dead, they're not vibrating. How can it vibrate if it's dead? Thank you. So this is why when you look, when you know, within your eyes or whatever the case may be, and you watching certain things and everything is standstill because death in the vision of death is standstill. That's what you have to understand. You gotta understand that. What you said? English. Right here. 1 second. Oh, take that meat out of there, baby. Yeah, thank you. Put that in there. Give me more. Uh-huh. Yes. Don't burn me with it now. Thank you. Do you have um some some containers? Because I want some of those muffins right there. You see these muffins? You got another container I can put them in? I'll put them in here. Don't fall. I had to get it some fruit and some muffins and some bread. Yeah, that he better stop. He better stop following me like that. That's what he better stop doing. I don't give a fuck about none of that shit. And what it is I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. I don't like the fact that a grown ass man, right? When it comes towards a grown ass man or whatever the case may be, right? It's like, yo, you know what I'm saying? If you grown, act grown. Because some of these dudes, I be looking at them and just being honest with you. It's like they said in this, it's like they don't even have a person. They'll see something, and when I pay attention to them, I be like, they don't even have the ability to connect with what they watch. Watch. I'm trying to tell you, they whole self stop. Women only. Got it? All right. Fucking faggot over there. Weirdo. He over here. Look, I'm looking like, nigga, no. I'm like, ew, disgusting. The fuck is that? I look at this shit, I'm like, ew, disgusting. don't look like one of those fucking things. The fuck?
Let me get this. Right. No. It's disgusting. Yeah. It's something you want to say. It's something you want to say. Your subconscious want to say something. Your subconscious want to say something. See, if you was a connection with yourself, you know what I'm talking about. Have a nice day. Can I get a number? I lost it. You lost it? Yeah. How, 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 how long does it stay open? Until 3, right? Okay. Y'all, y'all created that? Y'all created that?
No way, bro. I don't give a fuck.